Explore the history, relationships, expertise, and data that go into ensuring Stine growers get maximum yield potential. This is the Stine Seedcast. Here's your host, David Thompson.
Hello, and welcome to the Stine Seedcast. I'm your host, David Thompson, National Marketing and Sales Director for Stine Seed Company. We've got another great episode lined up with special guests, expert insights, and discussion on everything you need to know about maximizing yield potential. On today's episode, we welcome back to the show Todd Schomburg, our recruitment lead for Stine Seed Company. Welcome to the Seedcast, Todd.
It's great to be here, David.
So Todd's worn a lot of different hats during his time here with Stine, and through it all, he's had an incredible knack for finding talented individuals to join our team. So we're extremely happy to have him now leading our recruitment efforts for the sales division. Todd's going to tell us a bit about his Stine story, where it all started, and how it's evolved through the years. And then he's also going to fill us in on all of Stine's current recruitment efforts and what we're looking for in our brand ambassadors as we embark on another year of growth and expansion of the Stine brand. So let's get started. Well, so Todd, you've been with us on the Seedcast before, but just kind of for a recap, I guess tell us a little bit about your background.
Yes, I was raised on a farm in north central Iowa, Hampton, Iowa, and went to Iowa State, farmed for a few years, went into retail, and that's when I ended up having the opportunity to come to Stine Seed.
Yeah, so we love to talk here in the sales group about our Stine story, and everybody's Stine story is different and so many unique stories. So I was going to ask you about your Stine story and what that is for you.
Yeah, I got to know Stine when I was in retail, and one of the largest retail dealers that we still have today within the Stine system, New Co-op. I was agronomy sales specialist at the Duncombe location. Doug Brower and Bob Movahill were the reps and regional manager that called on us, and just enjoying working with those guys and seeing how well the products did. Got the opportunity, because I wanted to move to the Des Moines area, got the opportunity to become a district manager, or now an independent sales rep within Stine.
Yeah, and roundabout when would that have been?
2001.
Okay.
June of 2001.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so the neat thing, what I really like about your Stine story is you've kind of been through all the progressions, right? You were a dealer, you were an ISR, you were a regional lead, and then you've been in a couple of other capacities in leadership role, both with agronomy and just now with our recruitment efforts. So I guess, how would you say that progression has helped prepare you for the task you're filling for us now?
I guess for any position that we're looking for, somebody can ask, so what is it like in a day of an independent sales rep or a regional sales agronomist? I can really honestly tell them what the day is like and what potentially could happen, each and every day. Obviously, each day is different, but it's really nice to be able to feel confident in telling them honestly the truth of how the days are going to go and what to expect within Stine Seed.
Yeah, you've kind of walked the mile, as they say.
Definitely.
So, one thing that may be, I guess, surprising to some folks is that having a recruitment lead is a fairly new endeavor for us. We've often left that to, the regions and to kind of craft their own way, but here recently decided it made sense for us to tap into your talents and have someone kind of leading the recruitment effort here at Stine. Explain a little bit about, I guess, the thought process on the need for an increased emphasis on recruitment for team.
Right. So really, the reason that we're recruiting more people is really simple. We have a lot of prospects and only have 700,000 more people, that we can call on. So, my ultimate goal is to ask every one of those to make sure if they want to plant Stine Seed. That's the important part. So, it's really been my responsibility to work with the RSAs, talk to them, making sure we get the correct posts in, making sure, if something's been filled, we take it down, really working with all three websites, agcareers.com, aghires.com, and the new Stine Web Careers website.
And I know that as part of this renewed emphasis in our recruitment efforts, one thing I know you've been doing a lot here lately is going to some of the college career fairs. I guess tell me about the process there and kind of the goals there.
Yeah, over the years, I've been to a few career fairs, but never really been as involved as we are this year. Currently, we've been to 21 career fairs this season. which basically started at the end of September. And we're set up for 6 more that are scheduled currently. And really, the idea is twofold: looking for folks that are either going to graduate and potentially go back to the farm. That way, it's great for them because it's an opportunity for them to earn extra income as they learn how to fit their way into the farm. And then the other reason that we're there is in isolated situations in specific regions, we're looking for interns.
An internship program there for that.
Yeah, and so it's exciting to look for new talent, within our system.
So yeah, I guess expand on that if you would for a minute and talk about, because this is something that I think is kind of exciting, is this intern program that we've put together and that you're working on. Tell me a little bit about the goals of that and what you're hoping to achieve there.
So in the past, Stine Seed has had an internship program, but it's been fairly small. It's either been 1 or 2 a year, and that's it. My goal is to have 10 or 15 this year. And once again, the idea is to have the folks coming out of getting to their last year of college or community college and getting the opportunity to do and really shadow ISRs within a region to know exactly how our system works, what the day-to-day activities are, and if they'll enjoy being a part of the Stine team and doing those tasks pretty much every day.
What's the time frame on an internship program like that?
Typically, it's through the summer. Some of the community colleges actually start in March and go into May. Then they have the students have the opportunity to work through the summer if at all possible. So we're really just in the early phases of that, gathering resumes and starting the interviewing process to try to see if we can get, like I said, 10 to 15 people hired to be a part of the internship program.
So we talked about the internship program, and then obviously the other side of that is you're at these career fairs looking to visit with students who are probably getting ready to graduate and making their plans for post-graduation. So as you talk to these students, I guess I'm curious, what do you see common threads that they're looking for in the career that they're trying to decide on?
It's really interesting. Obviously, each student looks at it a little bit differently. The ones that are going back to the farm, they're kind of, concerned at times where they're going to fit into the mix and if there really is room for them or not. And so that's why we feel it's a great advantage for them to start as an independent sales rep, once they graduate. That way they can have an income and have their own career as they find their way, into the farming operation. A lot of people are asking different things at the career fairs, what kind of income there is, what kind of benefits and whatever. But that's what's unique about Stine is with their being an independent contractor, there really isn't a salary. They're contractors, it's 100% commission, and it's a great opportunity for them to earn as much as they want because in reality, it's one of the few jobs out there that you can actually put more time, put more effort, and put more work into it and actually get more income since our commissions are uncapped.
It's kind of get out of what you want to put into it, whatever your life situation is and whatever your need is.
Definitely.
So we talked about, career fairs, but obviously there are people at all walks of life who are, looking for potentially a changing career. We have people from all walks of life coming to work and working with our team. I guess, whether somebody just coming out of school or somebody who's been out a while, what do you think is it that Stine presents as a unique opportunity for those folks looking for a career change?
It's a great way to be your own person, have your own territory. It's really an opportunity to be an entrepreneurial type person. Because you really can make it your own. And we like that. We like the people that think outside the box and willing to do above and beyond what's normal. And, we've had a lot of people within our system that are very successful because of that.
Yeah, one of the things I think is so unique about our system, at least from, looking around the industry from what I've seen, you have such a diversity of the representatives that we have. We have folks who are, again, full-time, what you call full-time career in the seed business. You have folks who, again, are using it as maybe a second income. They have a very small trade area they're operating in, but that's okay because that's what they want. And they're maybe using it to supplement another income. We have people who, again, came from the farm, have extensive ag background, and we have some very successful people who didn't know what soybeans were. But you hit the nail on the head. I think the important word there is entrepreneurial, right? We tend to do well with people who have that drive and that kind of entrepreneurial spirit who see the opportunity here to make a difference in ag and, make a nice income for themselves along the way. It just seems to me, in my observation, that's been where we've had success.
Well, and even some of the people that do have the ag background or the people that are concerned they don't, they go, well, I'll need to learn the products. I'm not sure, what the products are. I said, well, everybody within the entire company on a certain percentage has to learn those products every year because we have new products every year. So It really isn't that big of an issue because we do everything we can. The agronomy team does a great job of making sure that everybody's up to date, all the knowledge that we can from each hybrid and variety that comes out new within the Stine system.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's not like the products stay the same. So
no, they change very quickly.
There's always a learning curve. So you've kind of been working on this, almost a year, right?
Yes, it'll be it was the end of February when I started doing this. Yep.
So are there things about your new role here in recruitment, leading our recruitment effort, that have been surprising to you?
Yeah, I mean, since the end of February to this week, mid-October, I've had almost 900 resumes come across my desk. And to me, that I really didn't know what to expect, but to me that seems like a lot. And the more that we get ourselves out there and do more things, talk to students, talk to colleges, it seems like the rate that we keep getting resumes are a lot faster. And so my goal is to potentially call every single one of those people just to make sure that they understand how the independent contractor side of the position works. And that way, hopefully that saves the RSA a lot of time in the interview process.
So what would you want our listeners to understand specifically about the role that you play here?
It is unique. It's different. I am far from an HR type person by any means. So I'm really learning as we're going. And it's really exciting to see some of the people that, I initiate the conversation with, and then eventually seeing the RSA excited about talking to them. And then the next level that, go into the orientation and seeing them, those people that have been hired, their excitement. It's really great. Even though it's a small touch point that I have, it's really great to see that process and seeing how we're growing. Our ultimate goal within the next couple of years is, 400, really not that 400 ISRs. It really wasn't that long ago that our goal was 300, and we actually met that back in mid-July is where we got over 300 ISRs that are out there. So the goal is 400 in 2 years. Since I've been working with this, we've gained 52 ISRs or RSAs since that point. So we're up to 326. So really that 400 goal isn't that far out there right now, but it'll take more time than what I realize, I'm sure. So, but like I said, we're getting a ton of great people from our career fairs of people that are graduating. So hopefully because of that, that'll even ramp up that number even quicker.
Well, and again, for my part, I would say there's no better ambassador for the brand than you, Todd, someone who's been through, again, played a lot of different roles in the organization. And so for someone who's on the front end of that, starting to ask questions about what it really means to be a part of this organization, there's probably no better source of information than to talk to you. So I think that's a tremendous opportunity for us to have you in this role. And like you said, we've got some aggressive growth goals. And sometimes it seems like we don't get there. But like you said, I mean, we surpassed 300. Wasn't that long ago we were 200. So
I know.
We continue to grow, and we got our sights set on growth. And if you're going to grow, you're going to have to do some really organized searching, which is really what you're doing here. So as we kind of wrap up here, if we have a listener who either they themselves are looking at potentially making a career change, or maybe they know someone, son or a daughter or a friend who is looking for something interesting to do in agriculture, what are some of the resources, or where can they go to learn more about opportunities that are available within Stine Seed Company?
Yeah, currently we have around 170 positions open within the company that are posted. And so you can go to agcareers.com, aghires.com, as well as our Stine website, stineseed.com. Click on careers. There's actually a new button that we've just added here within the last month that apply today. And it actually gives you an opportunity after a few minor questions to actually upload your resume, and it comes directly to us just to make it a lot easier, simpler process. But to get the specifics of what the jobs are, what's there, agcareers.com and aghires.com.
Awesome. Well, Todd, appreciate you coming on the podcast today, joining us to talk about the open positions at Stine and the growth, the aggressive growth goals that we have, and how you're playing a pivotal role in helping us complete that goal and fill all these open positions. So, finding great brand ambassadors for Stine. Appreciate you being on the show.
It's a great place to be at Stine Seed, no question.
So that's our time for today. I'd like to thank our guests and our listeners for joining us on another episode of the Stine Seedcast. We'll be back again soon with more expert interviews and insights about all things Stine. And to never miss an episode, subscribe to the Stine Seedcast wherever podcasts are found.
Subscribe to the Stine Seedcast wherever podcasts are found. To learn more about Stine and its elite corn and soybean genetics, visit stineseed.com. Stine has yield.